Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Yeah, like I've been talking about all day, the destruction of America, the destruction of the so-called white man, which is known as Esau in the Bible. That's coming to him. But his inward thought is that his house is going to dwell forever. No matter how bad the economy gets, no matter how poisonous the food gets, how much the people buck up to the government, he still thinks his house is going to dwell forever. He still thinks he's going to follow through with that World War government. He don't ever believe that the Most High is going to take him out of power. But like the scriptures say, he got blinded by his wickedness.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
Yep, and their dwelling places to their generations. Because they don't care about giving us a piece of the land. They keep that land for themselves and pass it down to their generation and generation. Keep the royalty in the family.
They called their lands after their own name.
Yeah, they call the lands after their own names. Like Africa was named after a so-called white man. America was named after a so-called white man. Asia was named after a so-called white man. And y'all sit here and say that the scriptures is false, or just a regular old man wrote the Bible. Y'all sit here and say the so-called white man wrote the Bible. The Bible condemns the so-called white man. Condemns him, his pride, his plans, all of that.
Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not.
Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Yeah, and the saints of the Most High is the people on this sun. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the kingdom that we're going to take is the so-called white man's kingdom. Because it's more than just a country. It's more than just a land. It's also his dominion, his power structure. His ability to change laws. His ability to put forth laws, put out wicked decrees. His ability to run free. That thousand years period that he got, which is right now. And the Most High is going to get revenge on his enemies through us. Because the Lord not going to come down here and fight you hand to hand. You know, the Son is, Yahushua is, but the Most High, he's the king. He's going to stay on that throne.
Ezekiel 25:12. Thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance.
Yeah, the so-called white man dwelt against the house of Judah, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans,
and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them.
Yeah, they greatly offended because they overdid it in slavery. They didn't have to cut our nuts off. They didn't have to tie us to horses and split our body parts off. Use our babies, alligator bait. They overdid it. They greatly offended. So that's why they got to get that judgment. They got to get it times 2. Yep, sicking the dogs on them. During the, Martin Luther King era, spraying them with the fire hose. But y'all sit here and still love the so-called white man.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it.
Yep, so the Lord gonna stretch out his hand upon Edom and cut off man and beast from it. Everything that it stands for. Everything the so-called white man has and that he stands for, the Most High is gonna take it from him. By taking his life.
I will make it desolate from Teman, they of the Dan shall fall by the sword. I will lay my vengeance upon Edom, by the hand of my people Israel.
By the hand of his people Israel. The Most High said he's going to lay his vengeance upon Edom, the so-called white man, by the hands of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And that's right around the corner. because you're going to have them race riots. All these race occasions keep coming up, and that tension is getting built up. Just like you got them trying to take the guns away. That's the so-called white man's power. They love them guns. So if you try to take they only protection, because they not protected by the Most High, they not going to like that. And if they don't have guns, Jake might think, hey, it's easier to run into their houses.
And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power.
Yep, and Esau gonna know that it's the Lord's vengeance when the Lord put that spirit on us to tear this place up. Ain't it gonna be just like, oh, I'm tired of my job, or I got fired, I'm about to go shoot a couple people. No, the economy's gonna be crashing, the famine is gonna be happening, race riots is gonna be happening, civil war is gonna be happening. Oh wow, I said civil unrest is gonna be happening. You know, like it's, like you just said, the Most High is gonna get that vengeance on Esau by the hands of his people. And this right here is the account in the history how the Most High was getting vengeance back then.
First Maccabees 2:1. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jorim, from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Moab.
Yep, so they was Levites. Said the sons of the priests. The majority of the priests back then was Levites. But nowadays we're known as priests as well, because the Lord said we would be a kingdom of priests.
And he had 5 sons: Johanan, called Caius, Simon, called Desai, Judas, who was called Maccabeus, Eleazar, called Avaran, and Jonathan, whose surname was Apis.
Yeah, and all the sons had the same mindset, was to serve the Most High. Y'all about to see me shot. You didn't have one wanted to do this, one wanted to do that like you got today. It was more order back then. But just like you had people that wanted to serve the Most High, you also had people that wanted to sit there and please the heathen. Put the heathen above them as their daddy, so to speak. They didn't want to serve the Lord, just like you got today. This is during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes.
And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, woe is me, wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people?
Yeah, just like we sigh and cry for the abominations that done in the cities today, they was doing it as well. Because we're kings. We're above every nation upon the planet of the earth. But here you got our people sitting here comfortable being under them. Because back then they was going off, you know, following the ways of the heathen, eating pork, actually asking the king to, could they follow their ways? When he set out the decree, you had some people that didn't have a problem with it. Just like Esau said, you can do same-sex marriage here. You got people that don't have a problem with it. They say, just let them be.
He said, woe is me, wherefore was I born? Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers.
Yeah, when it was delivered into the hands of the enemies, and the sanctuary into the hands of strangers, because you had heathens in there, you had the Gentiles, the actual Gentiles in there, slaying, offering abominable things in the sanctuary. Our land was taken over, just like these people in the land right now. The fake Jews, they got our land.
Her temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away, into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
Yep, her young men by the sword of the enemy, like you got today. You got police, like that video we was watching. We had about 12 cops jumping on one dude. You got police killing blacks here, killing blacks there, Latins here. But y'all sit and still love the so-called white man.
What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
Yeah, what nation have not gotten a part of her kingdom and gotten her spoils? All nations in history that had us in slavery. That's why when our kingdom comes, when the Lord gives us that kingdom which is going to last forever and ever, we're going to have all the other nations in slavery.
All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman she has become a bondslave.
Yep.
And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty, and our glory is laid waste. And the Gentiles have profaned it.
Yep, and the Gentiles profaned it, like I was just saying. Go ahead.
To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes, put on sackcloth, and mourn very sore.
Yep, rent your clothes just like Esdras had rent his beard. It's because that sign of mourning, man, you like see your people doing all kind of complete wickedness after everything the Lord done for us. It's like, what the hell are you doing? When Moses came down from the mount, he like, yo, whoever on our side, be on this side, whoever ain't, you're gonna have to kill them. That's how men was, they was riding for the Lord.
In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city motive to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers, said to Mattathias on this wise, Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city.
Yeah, so they seen that he was a great man. You know, people looked up to them, so they coming to him real like, check this out, we got a little proposition for you. Go ahead.
And strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment.
Yep, which was to offer abominable things in the sanctuary. Go ahead.
Like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also, such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou in thine house be in the number of the king's friends.
Yeah, so he like, look, if you do this, what the king said do, you'll be a good friend of the king. You know, and you got that today. You got people selling out. Like Lil Wayne. Or fucking them jerk boys wearing them skinny jeans. So eventually, you got our people in society wearing skinny jeans and thinking it's okay. You got them wearing pink and thinking it's okay.
And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
Yep, so they was basically trying to pay them off to be wicked in the eyes of the rest of the congregation. Like if y'all do it, then they'll follow.
Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandment, to his commandments, yet will I and my sons, my brethren, walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Yeah, like what's that, Josh? For me and my house will serve the Lord. Like that's what Joshua said, and that's what Mattathias was on. He's like, look, all them other nations, they was, you know, doing what they doing, sacrificing to their gods, worshiping their gods, and he made a decree for them to come serve him and his guys, and they did it. Just because they did it don't mean me and my house gonna do it. You know, he said, I'm not about to follow after them. You can't pay me to follow after them.
The Most High forbid that we should forsake the law